Hello, I am Blank Pink with UserTesting.com, and I'm going to imagine myself in this scenario today, that I am a government employee responsible for creating social protection policies and initiatives to fight poverty, and I want to know others' countries' experiences. Pardon me. Get rid of that there. And that there. Cool. Alright, well here we go. Go ahead and start with hitting next. We're going to be shown a web page for 5 seconds and asked to answer 3 questions. Do not go to task 2 until you've answered those questions. 5 seconds, 3 questions. Don't go to task 2 till that's over. Let's see here. Poverty. Main themes, food security. Okay. What do I remember? Lots of photos of what look like warehouses. What can you do on the site? Looks like there's a lot of data and statistics, but I didn't absorb what they were exactly. And this site would be for specifically people working with poverty statistics, it would look to me. Alright, so next task. Without leaving this page, in your own words, describe what you think you can do. Website page section. Okay, so don't leave the page. Use my own words to describe what I think I can do here. Alright, on this page, let's see. World Without Poverty, Brazil Learning Initiative. So I can find out what it is. I can find out what poverty is, so the definition that you guys are actually using for your social policies. Publications, videos, events, news, and contact. I would guess these are connections to blogs and studies and videos that you want actually promoted. Social policies. Now my question is, if I click social policies, does it roll me down here, or does this go to a different page entirely? Let's see. I saw main themes over here. Policy coordination, social assistance, rural production inclusion, urban productive inclusion, food security, monitoring evaluation, cash transfer, social registry. Food security, social policies, social assistance. So I guess these are newer ones that have the photos attached as well. As over here, it looks like either these would be more minor articles or ones that don't have promoted images for them. So you're still getting background information, perhaps older posts. And then here I would assume it would be like tags for the policies if you want to see, you know, everything connected to food security or to urban productive inclusion. You would click there and you'd have the different policies involved in that. Videos, professional training challenges, the Pronatec in Senador Canedo, Brazil. Local program managers adopted measures to make sure. Oh, okay, so these are actually videos on what the implementation of these systems are and how they work. That's pretty interesting. Increasing income generation by linking empirical with technical and academic. That's interesting. Technical, academic knowledge along with empirical. All right. You can subscribe to a newsletter, and I guess it feels like if I click on these, it'll take me down to different parts of this. Specifically, these 3 sections here that are colored differently from the rest of the bar. Down here, I would assume events, webinar, how to promote gender responsive policies, examples of Brazil and Mali. Methodology. So interesting. So this is stuff that's coming up, and information specifically about the group and their new projects or whatever they're working on at that specific time. All right. Let's see. I would think on this page in particular, you could get a good sense of what this particular group does by definition of poverty, and then through access to their social policies and videos and any events or news blog posts available there. Let's go ahead and hit next now. Take as much time as you need to explore the website. Move on to the next task when you're ready. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit start. I'm going to see, what is WWP? I almost feel like I should ask, what is poverty first? But let's go ahead and do this here first. Brazil Learning Initiative for World Without Poverty. It's a partnership among the United Nations, the World Bank, and the Brazilian government to encourage knowledge exchange about social protection policies and initiatives to fight poverty. Okay, interesting. In recent decades, one major achievement to decline the number of Brazilians living below the poverty line. This is interesting. I kind of find it to be a little overly simple, but I suppose that's what the video is for. Let's go ahead and click on that and see what happens. YouTube video.
Have you ever wondered how the world would be like without poverty? People who are able to meet their basic needs are less vulnerable to risks. They have more access to opportunities and are able to develop their talents.
Turn this down a little bit more. I'm sure you've heard this before.
Of the world's population, or 1
Very
billion
visually,
people,
well done. It's not as simple as this. It's a lot more eye-catching.
So little, isn't it? Brazil has stood out in the fight against poverty and inequality through its various social programs. Among them is the Bolsa Família program, which transfers income to millions of poor and extremely poor households and helps to ensure their access to education, health, and social services.
Well, that's all
For
interesting
almost a decade,
information.
Bolsa Família and other social inclusion initiatives have advanced and laid the foundation for a broad and coordinated poverty reduction strategy, the Brazil Without Extreme Poverty Plan. An essential tool for its implementation is the unified register.
Oh, I'm actually a little bit fascinated here. I'm sorry, I'm actually not talking very much.
27 million low-income families.
Oh, cool.
The WWP, the Brazil Learning Initiative for a World Without Poverty, was born from the need to organize and disseminate this knowledge.
Yeah.
It is a partnership between the United Nations, the World Bank, and the Brazilian government.
Yeah, this is definitely a lot more interesting than the description down here, although having access to it is really great, kind of as a transcript for the video itself. But I really like this video. It's interesting, it's cute, and yet you're learning about a really important topic. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and click on what is poverty as that wraps up. Lack of access to good quality education, health, electricity, potable water, and other basic services still affects millions of people around the world. Many factors are responsible for this: socioeconomic, gender, ethnicity, geography, and others. In this context, the Brazilian Learning Initiative for a World Without Poverty, WWP, seeks to encourage a broader debate with a view to help social policy thinkers and managers to familiarize themselves more clearly with this major problem and to investigate ways of tackling it throughout the world. There's no single universally accepted definition of poverty. That's fair. I mean, there's no single universally accepted definition of most anything, but that's a good thing to point at. According to this viewpoint, however, I'm guessing the WWP viewpoint, a poor person would be anyone whose per capita income or buying power within a household or family is below the minimum considered essential for meeting basic human needs. This minimum is widely known as the poverty line. Since whatever is actually required to meet basic needs varies over time and reflects the particularities of different societies, poverty lines also tend to fluctuate with countries, defining lines that are judged relevant to their levels of development, socio-cultural values, and standards. Alright, well that would make sense. Poverty in Brazil would not be the same as poverty in Mexico or in France or in Kenya. So that makes sense. Alrighty. Most recent poverty data. Active link here. Trying to see. It's the link within the site. It's actually, a really good rundown of exactly what this is all about. Poverty in Brazil. During the 2000s, economic growth, a stronger formal labor market, increases in the minimum wage, and the expansion of social policies contributed to raising the income of poor families in Brazil. As a result, inequality declined by about 80%. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. 80%. It's estimated that the Bolsa Familia program, or PBF, Brazil's main conditional cash transfer program, is alone responsible for the 10 to 15% reduction in income inequality observed in the first 10 years of this century. At the time the PBF was created in 2004, the Brazilian government established monthly per capita incomes of I'm actually sorry, I don't actually know the currency of Brazil. And then 50 and 100 as benchmarks for defining extreme poverty and poverty, respectively. So if per capita you're making 50 or 100, you're still below poverty. It's just 50 is extreme poverty. Okay. Been adjusted annually since then to account for consumer inflation. Very good. Extreme poverty line is currently fixed on the basis of a monthly per capita income of up to $85 R, and the poverty line on a monthly per capita income between 85.01 and R170. Reduction in extreme poverty in Brazil was also highlighted by the 2014 National Household Sample Survey. Fell 29%, almost 30%, 29.8, very good. Due to, especially to progressive increase in real per capita household income from $549.83 in 2004 to $861 in 2014. This is actually really, really cool. I did not know this existed. I guess I'm not really a policy writer, so maybe I don't. But it's really awesome to know about. Alright, let's see. So social policies. Like I said before, I was kind of assuming it would just like zoom down to the place, and it kind of does. And I was kind of correct. It looks like with the photos, they only show the photos for some of the newer ones up at the top there. Assisting, food security. Oh, that's really cool. Food security purchases foodstuffs from family farms, delivers them to people in a situation of food and nutrition insecurity. That's cool. Social assistance is a government-run system that organizes and funds social assistance services in Brazil based on decentralized management model. Awesome. So you're actually, going to people in their communities. Unified Registry of the Brazilian government is a tool for identification and socioeconomic organization of low-income families. This is all really cool. Really cool information. Actual information on Bolsa Familia, monitoring and evaluation. Let's go take a look at publications. Fact sheet. I'm going to click on that real quick just to take a look at it. I'm sure I won't understand very much, but I can look. PDF. That's Portuguese, English, Spanish, French. Let's take a look. Oh, cool. It actually does have a link to a sheet here. Not always something you get to see. Rural productive activities oriented cash transfer, description, other stakeholders, management and implementation. So it looks like that's the little description there of the actual mechanisms, target audience selection criteria, coverage nationwide. Okay. So I actually don't know if there's any data in that particularly that I could personally use, but I would assume for a job where I'm looking for statistics and what kinds of programs other people used, having that would be awesome to keep in my portfolio when selling programs to people. Show them, the actual empirical evidence. Data sheet of the rural productive, so that's really cool. Oh, can I download it straight from here, or is that... Okay, no, I can't. Oh, yes I can. Huh. Wait, I can click there. What does that do? What if I click on this here? Does it open it the same? Yep, opens it the same. Interesting. I actually kind of like this layout a little bit better, especially when you're trying to show people things, having photos, pictures, flowcharts are really helpful when you're trying to sell a program. Actually, I'm going to read this thing about rural women real quick here. Using the Bolsa Familia program payment structure program plays a key role in promoting female protagonism. By ensuring that women living in rural areas are given preference in terms of receiving the government cash transfers. Furthermore, the women are encouraged to participate in decisions about productive projects in general and in ways in which they can be developed. Valdete Ferreira de Oliveira David from Cushubim reports that despite owning a small vegetable plot for years, mainly for family consumption, she had never thought to use chemical fertilizers or pesticides on her plants. With the support of the program to purchase materials for building a greenhouse and guidance provided by the adder technician, Sebastiana Onezorge, she discovered that it was possible not only to increase her plot's productive capacity, but also the quality of the produce. See, this is really cool. This is really awesome information. And really cool things to show people when you were, making an argument for a particular kind of system to set up. Whether that's on, a governmental level or even inside of a business. So let's see here. It's very interesting. This is definitely pretty. One moment here. Dog needs to go outside. Alright, my apologies there. Here we go. Back again. Alright, so I'm going to go over here to videos was the next one. I got to watch that really cool animation before, and I think I would like to see others. Let's see, all themes, all languages, all types. Well, I assume that most of them are going to have Portuguese, if not all of them are going to have the original Portuguese version therein. Webinar tools for intersectional coordination. So is this just like what languages they're in? I'm going to go ahead and click on this and see what happens. Is the description? I'm not going to watch the whole thing, unfortunately. But this is rural productive inclusion, so I'm guessing that's the... Yeah. That's the theme.
Não tinha nada, só tinha mesmo só a vida mesmo e a casa de Deus. Aí, graças a Deus, eu tenho agora meus bichinhos.
Os bichinhos, capim.
Oh, that's interesting. Very cool little video. So that actually is, but there's English there at the bottom. So if I click on English, am I going to get the same video? No, it gives you different sets of videos. The Sungi program, Republic of the Congo. That's interesting. Brazilian model was adapted to the Republic of the Congo. Very cool. Let's take a look here. There are a lot of well-developed countries that don't know to do this kind of thing. Poverty reduction. Or fight these kinds of programs. Good on Brazil. Good on Brazil for being progressive with its social policies and taking care of its citizens. I'll turn this down a little bit, actually. So I'm assuming I'm going to get subtitles. That's some really cool graffiti.
O Ministério do Desenvolvimento Social, ele gera, a partir do Cadastro Único para Programas Sociais, as informações sobre que famílias que devem ser acompanhadas no que diz respeito às condicionalidades.
So I speak Spanish, but this is... I can only catch every, 6th, 7th word and make it make sense. These are all really cool. Real quick, I'm going to click on this one just to see what happens here. I don't know if it's going to take me to another page. It does. It would have been kind of cool if it had started playing there at the top. Alright. These are really awesome videos. Very well produced. Certainly not last second productions, which I really, really like. This is very well organized information that you could definitely show people. Or you could learn more on your own at a webinar and then bring that information in. So you have basically lots of different options. I really like the idea of webinars. And I'm guessing that the older ones are archived. Family farming. Language French, third virtual seminar of the Brazilian Experience on Social Protection Program series. And the first in French took place on December 1st, 2016. Read the events, so not that long ago, about half a year ago. Watch the recording. Importance of integrating the support of family and blah, blah, blah. Scroll a little bit, see what I can get here. Okay, so this is more like a minutes almost than specifically a... I guess I have access to that as well. Ah, the webinar. There we go. Perfect. Cool. And then you can take a look at, pardon me, WWP's news and check out previous editions. Okay, cool. Go to the top up here. Let's talk about the news down there. So I click on the news up here. So there are themes as well for, I guess that would also be like tags, themes, as well for all of the news as well, which you would expect, seeing as each theme has its own collection of information and statistics and, projects that are being put into play here. Fomento program for smallholder farm productions. So, extreme knowledge about rural development. That's pretty cool. I really like the photos. They're amazing photos. Honestly, this photo here for the Happy Child program is just, that hits you right in the smiles. Alright. So this is actually really cool, and it goes back really far, so you have lots of stuff. I mean, if I'm looking for trying to gather information on social programs to put into play, this has just an abundance of information here. And if for some reason I can't find what I need, who would I contact? Well, I would contact here by email. It's a Brazilian website, makes sense, and I would guess that's a Brazilian phone code. So name, email, subject, message. So if I had any other questions, I could send information here or ask, I guess, a more specific question at the contact information there. Alright, it looks like I've been pretty much everywhere. Well, let's do this real quick. Let's do Bolsa. I'm sure I will have at least one response with Bolsa. Perfect, eradicating extreme poverty, and so yeah, this actually looks, I like the search too. And I like that it has, the color coding on here on the side. I know that's really kind of silly to point out, but I like that. I'm very visual in that sense, and that actually is a really good way to catch my eye. Alright, so, and then I kind of wanted to look down here as well. Oh, it's just a map. Okay, and that just links out to partners. Alright, well, I think I am done doing a little bit of exploring here. Let's go ahead and hit to the next task. Next, think of something you might shop for, look for, do on this website and describe it out loud. Now use the website to find what you just described. Move on to the next task when you're done. Number of minutes. Okay, okay. I think this didn't get filled in properly, but I think I know what I can do. So I'm going to think of something I can do, describe it out loud. Find statistics or find basic information on gender programs for Spanish speakers in the local community I'm in, that I'm looking for poverty relief programs and social programs to help with extreme poverty. Alright, here we go. So I'm going to find gender related programs to help my local community fight poverty. Start. So, social policies. Let's start there. I could actually probably even go directly to the main page because you have those main themes over here. I wonder if I click on this. Nope. So, policy coordination, social assistance. Let's look at... Let's go over here and just search. That's what I was testing out right before we got to this part. So, let's look for gender disparity information. Or, oh, there's the main page of What is Poverty, where it was talking about how gender does have an effect along with, ethnicity and geography. And it's 32nd number. I think that would be ND right there, and it's 32nd number. Maybe I'm incorrect. IPCAG's Policy and Focus magazine addresses labor market challenges with social protection system. Despite significant development gains in recent decades, developing countries still face challenges. Yes, that's probably not what I want then. Let's go to publications. Let's look at themes of social assistance, social registry maybe, to find gender-related information disparity and such. Let's first try other. Let's see what happens. Social protections for the harder road ahead. Containing the social costs of lower growth in Latin America. Okay. What are the politics of poverty? That would be a good one to have, because you have about transferring cash to poor families, 97% to women, and the benefits it brings. So I'd probably want to gather this information and click here. Whoop, failed to load, but that's probably what I would want right there. There's one. And let's go look at social registry just real quick, since that's where they get the information about collecting low-income family info. Data sheet, fact sheet. So, if I probably wanted to show information on that in particular, why registry would be an important step to begin poverty relief programs, this was probably where I would start. Giving a rundown with these statistics, or these fact sheets here. I keep saying statistics. I almost wish this worked. Let's see. Nope, failed to load. Let me actually show you that link again. So the one that failed to load is Lula, What Are the Politics of Poverty.pdf. December upload. There we go. Alright, well, I do believe I've completed this task. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one here. Click Start, then read instructions aloud before responding. Start. After using this website, did your trust in the organization increase, remain the same, or decrease? I had no idea that the organization existed before, but after actually going in and using it, I felt really reassured. The first page looked like it could have been a fluke in that it looked professional, but there are pages that don't have a lot of credibility to them that can look professional. So having this wealth of information available on the surface, and as you dig through, it just gets deeper. Yeah, that increased my trust. So that made me see that it's not airy-fairy theory. It's things that they've put into play and quantified and made academic. Okay, click Start, read instruction. What if anything is missing on this page? You know, I really love those photos. If you had a photo gallery, just, I mean, I don't know if you have particular royalties you're playing on these specific photos or anything like that, but I would absolutely love to see, I don't know, maybe under events or news, or its own tag entirely, gallery, um, of just projects and these really great human moments that you have here. This bakery, this, family here that's laughing. That one photo of the mother and the baby that just absolutely hit me in the heart. All right. Well, I appreciate this opportunity. I really liked this website in general. I kind of wish I actually did work in the government to do poverty relief, because this is really useful information. If nothing else, I'll probably come back as just a casual observer and take a look at the programs that are involved here. I don't know if I could particularly help anyone with them, but I like to think that maybe knowing this information would help me. Excellent building on the site. If I had to say there's one thing I didn't really like, it would be this main themes icon right here. I think that's what made me feel like there was a little bit of unprofessionalness about there, that there might be a bit of a scam involved, or maybe not a scam, it just seemed less trustworthy. I understand that it's the logo, but that it's in black and white and this italics there, I'm not really sure I care for that. That's really nitpicky. Otherwise, really cool setup, really professional, really shiny. When it comes to, polished edges, clearly know what you're doing when it comes to making videos, taking photos, and writing really great posts, and academia even. Again, appreciate you. Thank you for this opportunity, and I hope you have a great day. Link Pink with usertesting.com.